Why was Jesus addressed as our high priest and not just a priest? It is a thought-provoking thing to learn that one of the remarkable titles given to Jesus in the book of Hebrews is high priest. But have you ever wondered why Scripture calls him our high priest and not merely a priest? The distinction is important. Under the Old Covenant, Israel had many priests. Thousands of men served in priestly functions throughout Israel's journey. However, there was only one high priest at a time. The high priest occupied the highest priestly office in the nation. He represented the entire people before God. He alone entered the most holy place on the Day of Atonement. He carried the nation's burdens before God. In other words, while priests served, the high priest represented. Before we continue, I'd like to hear from you. What is your understanding of this topic? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow Bible students, and subscribe to Zion Reference Library for more in-depth biblical teachings. Your support helps us continue to make these studies available to more people. Think of a hospital. Imagine a large teaching hospital. There may be hundreds of doctors. Each doctor performs important duties. But there is usually chief medical director who bears ultimate responsibility for the institution. While many doctors serve patients, the chief medical director represents the entire medical system at the highest level. Likewise, many priests served in Israel, but only one high priest stood as the nation's chief representative before God. Now, here is why Jesus is called high priest. The writer of Hebrews presents Jesus as a fulfillment of everything the Old Testament high priest pointed toward. Hebrews 4 verse 14 says, "Seeing then that we have a high priest that is passed into the heavens, Jesus the Son of God." Notice the language, not merely a priest, a great high priest. Why? Because Jesus does not simply participate in the priesthood, he surpasses it. Jesus is the ultimate mediator. The ancient high priest stood between the holy God and sinful people. Jesus now fulfills that role perfectly. 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5 says, "For there is one God and one mediator between God and man, the man Jesus Christ." The mediator stands between two parties to bring reconciliation. Think of a skilled diplomat helping to restore peace between two nations that have become separated. In a far greater way, Jesus reconciles humanity to God. Jesus holds a superior priesthood. Every Old Testament high priest eventually died. Another had to take his place. But Hebrews chapter 7 verse 24 says, "This man, because he continueth ever, hath an unchangeable priesthood." One interesting thing about the priesthood of Christ is that it never expires. There is no successor waiting to replace him. In his priesthood, there is neither retirement nor transfer of office. His priesthood is eternal. Jesus is called the high priest because he is not one priest among many. He is, number one, the ultimate mediator. Number two, the perfect representative. Number three, the eternal priest. Number four, the fulfillment of everything the Old Testament priesthood anticipated. Just as the sunrise outshines every lamp lit during the night, Christ's priesthood surpasses every priest who came before him. The Old Testament high priests pointed toward him. Jesus is the reality they foreshadowed, and that is why Scripture does not merely call him a priest. It calls him our great high priest. Part 2 will answer an equally important question that goes, what functions did Jesus actually perform as our high priest? So stay tuned for it. Thank you.